When we talk about faith, it's so easy to think about rules, rituals, the things we're supposed to do. But what if faith was something you could actually feel? What if it had a quality you could experience, like a deep sense of peace that just fills your heart?
Welcome back. In this new explainer, we're diving into a really beautiful concept, and we're drawing from some heavy hitters, Riyadh as-Salihin, The Meadows of the Righteous, and other classical works. We're going to explore an idea that takes faith from being this abstract thing in your head to something real, something tangible in your heart.
Okay, so let's just jump right in with a pretty wild question. Can faith actually have a taste? Now, I know it sounds like a metaphor, but the sources we're looking at suggest it's way more than that. They talk about a spiritual sweetness, a real pleasure and delight in the heart, kind of like how your tongue tastes something sweet.
So if this sweetness is real, how do we find it? Well, luckily, we've been given a guide. A timeless piece of wisdom from the Prophet Muhammad lays out a clear recipe, a set of 3 core ingredients that can unlock this whole other level of faith. Let's break them down.
This quote, this is the heart of our entire discussion today. 3 qualities, whoever has them will find the sweetness of faith. What's so amazing is that it's not about what you do, but about how you feel. It's all about your inner state. And the recipe has 3 key ingredients: a supreme love, a selfless love, and a protective aversion.
All right, let's start with the first and really the most foundational ingredient. This isn't just about saying you believe in God. We're talking about a love that is so profound, it becomes the new center of gravity for your entire emotional and spiritual world. It changes everything.
And this right here really gets to the core of it. When you have this supreme love, your whole perspective shifts. The things that might have felt like heavy obligations before, the prayers, giving charity, they stop feeling like chores. They're no longer a burden you have to carry. Instead, they actually become a source of comfort, a source of peace, something your heart genuinely looks forward to.
So what does this look like in your actual life? Well, it's about seeing the divine hand in the little things. The money that came through right when you needed it, or that near miss in traffic that you realize was a form of protection. It's that deep, quiet calm that washes over you just by remembering Him. That right there, that's the fruit of this supreme love. Now for ingredient number 2. This one builds on the first, taking that internal love for God and stretching it outward. It completely changes how we connect with other people. It purifies our relationships.
So here's the crucial part. Loving someone for God's sake means you don't love them for what they can give you, or for their status, or because they're family. It's not transactional. You love them simply because you see their goodness. You see their devotion, their connection to God. It's a love that's totally pure and selfless.
And the impact of this kind of love, it's huge, both in this life and the next. It's the glue that builds a truly strong, selfless community. And its ultimate reward isn't even here. The prophet described people who perfected this love as being so honored in the hereafter that they'd be on pulpits of light. I mean, just imagine that. A truly powerful image.
Okay, on to our final ingredient. Now this one might sound a little negative at first, but it's actually an essential protective instinct for your spirit. It's about developing a deep aversion that shields your heart from harm.
And it is absolutely critical we get this right. The aversion we're talking about is not a hatred for people, not at all. It's a deep-seated hatred for the state of being lost, the state of spiritual darkness, of being cut off from the divine. It's about hating the idea of losing the guidance you've been given.
The original text gives us this incredible fire metaphor. Just imagine being pulled out of a burning building. You'd have this instinctive, gut-level horror at the thought of ever going back inside. Well, it's the same way here. Once a person has truly felt the light and warmth of faith, the thought of going back to a life of spiritual darkness feels just as awful. Okay, so we've got the 3 ingredients, but how do we make this real? How can we start to actually cultivate this experience in our own lives? This is where we shift from theory to a practical checklist for your own heart. You can literally use these 3 steps as a tool for a little self-reflection. Ask yourself, honestly, when I do something good, why am I really doing it? Is it driven by a true love for God? And check your heart. Do I feel that pure, selfless connection to other devoted people? And finally, try to measure it. How much do I fear losing my faith? Do I fear it like I'd fear a real, physical fire?
And this really is the main takeaway. Finding the sweetness of faith isn't a one-time thing. It's not something you can just say you have. It is an active, ongoing process of checking in with your heart, of looking at your real intentions, and consciously nurturing these core feelings day in and day out.
And by the way, the wisdom we've been talking about today is rooted in centuries of deep scholarship. For anyone who wants to dive in deeper, the main sources are Riyadh as-Salihin by Imam al-Nawawi and the incredible Ihya Ulum al-Din, the revival of the religious sciences, by the great Imam al-Ghazali.
So in the end, this isn't just information, it's really an invitation to transform your faith from a list of things to do into the sweetest experience your heart can have. Every single moment you take to reflect on this is a moment you're getting closer to that reality. So the only question left is, when will you begin?